Hello, my name's Tom. So Ray McKenna asked me would I do a quick video about my experience of working with Ray as a trainer. And I was delighted to do it because Ray really helped me. I started training with Ray around January 2014, and I got referred to Ray by a trainer who I was had been working with on and off, for a few years, and I had a number of injuries that he wasn't really able to help me with. He tried, and I just kept getting more and more injured, and more and more overweight, I suppose, as well, because I had so many injuries, I couldn't really train to a high level, and depressed about it. I started eating a lot of food. So I was when I met Ray, I was overweight, I was injured, I had a really bad shoulder, I had a bad lower back, I was having problems on and off with my knees, and I was in an awful state, Now the reason why I was in an awful state, because I'd been lifting weights wrong for years, dumb trucking huge amounts of weight, lifting weights while injured, having sore shoulders and pumping iron anyway, cycling 100 kilometers, 150, 200 kilometers sometimes, and not getting much rest and going and doing it again. And so I just broke myself, basically. So one of the things that, Ray suggested to me at the start when we started working together was he needed to rebuild me from scratch. So we had to start from the absolute beginning, So the first few months of training, we started working mainly on floor exercises, starting to, stabilise me and get my core stronger, and starting to kind of build me up from the foundations, because that's one thing that I never did. I never built the foundations, like I never done Pilates or anything like that, so I never really had a strong core. So I used to just lift loads of weights and not really focus on the core at all. So, what Ray actually told me was, you can't build, a house on sand foundations. You have to put in the groundwork first, and then you have to put in the foundations. So that's what we did, So after a couple of months, then he, started making suggestions about different foods. So was having a look at what I was eating and getting to the bottom of why I was putting on so much weight. So we got to look at the food, and I'm a bit obsessive. So once I got a little taste of what was possible, I really got involved with the diet. He gave me a diet plan, and for me now I use my Fitness Pal as well, which was a calorie and a carbohydrate, protein and fat counting app. A lot of bodybuilders would use them, but unless you're really obsessed about it, I wouldn't be really too bothered. But I was something that I was really into doing. So I started using that, and I started training. Within a year of training with Ray, I had dropped over 1.5 stone, which is around 11 kilos. I don't know what that is in pounds, 22 pounds or something like that, maybe more, I don't know. So it was, I started to get very lean. In the process as well, I started to get injury free. The pain started reduced, particularly my back's cleared up very quickly, and the shoulder started getting better as well as we were going on training. Now I really leaned up, like I got a 6-pack, which I never had before. A really good muscle tone on my body. I lost a lot of weight, and I felt a lot better physically. Stopped getting injured like I was before. And I learned a lot just about fitness from Ray. He really taught me about fitness, and he taught me about the different ways of getting fit and losing weight, of keeping on weight, of using protein at a certain time, and using other nutrients at a certain time when they're more effective for training. He taught me things about sleeping better, resting better after training, and so on and so forth. So I learned an awful lot from Ray. Now, the reason why I said I do this testimonial is because I believe in Ray. I think he's a fantastic trainer. Also, I think he's absolutely fantastic when it comes to nutrition. Because he taught me about food I just didn't know. I just thought that you lifted a lot of weights and you drank a lot of protein shakes and you were grand, Didn't know about fibre and carbohydrates and calories and proteins and fats and why they're so important, and why, when you should eat them, when you shouldn't eat them, and so on and so forth. So that's my experience with Ray. Highly recommend him as a trainer. Highly recommend him as a nutritionist. And I've actually referred a number of my friends to him, which he's also worked with over the years. So Thanks for listening to me, and please go. Ray McKenna Fitness is very good, so I would highly recommend them.